You can play like you don't know, but I'm the motherfucking truth. Spitting real game and I'm clutching in the booth. We was both on one, now we fucking in the booth. She look me in my eyes, she say, nigga, you the truth. Bad and rude, body, we don't.
Okay, YouTube, so I'm back with another video. As y'all can see, engine bay is sprayed down for the most part. I know I'm gonna have to do some touch-ups once I get the motor and everything in there, but I ain't really worried about that. Went to the auto parts store, got all of my fluids, transmission fluid, oil, antifreeze, Lucas, power steering fluid. Got the pressure lines for the power steering. So the pressure line and then the return line. So basically today's video is prepping. So I gotta take the cross member out. Gotta take that out because I know for sure the transmission ain't gonna slide down in there and sit where I need it to sit. So of course I need to get that. Of course I gotta clean that up too, but I gotta take that off. So that way, once I get the motor and transmission set up to how I need it to be, we'll be able to just slide that in there, and then I can put the cross member, slide the cross member back up, and then just prep it how I need to prep it to take it to work Monday and weld that boy up so that we can get the transmission sitting where I need it to sit. So today is gonna be a prep day. So I went to the junkyard. I got seat belts to replace these because these ain't gonna mount nowhere on the motor because I've already got all the accessories and everything on there. So I just figure it'll be easier with doing seat belts, which seat belts is strong as fuck. And I've always done them with seat belts and chains and fucking ropes and stuff back in the day, but I'm gonna do this with the seat belts. As far as the transmission, I want to get this off the stand, get the motor off the stand, get this prepped up. Gotta put hopefully my AN fittings will fit on the transmission for the transmission line. So prep that up, fill up the torque converter, get the torque converter seated in the transmission like I needed to, and then see if I can't bolt this thing up. And tomorrow I'll be proceeding to put this in there. So today is pretty much just gonna be a prep day. Some of my accessories and stuff I could put on, like my grill that I got over here, my chrome piece that goes across there. I got my windshield wipers. I might do them. Just starting to put this thing together. Of course, I got I'm gonna black out all my frame pieces for the motor. I'm gonna black all of that out, but I haven't come to that part yet. So I'm gonna just let that be for right now. We're just focusing on getting this motor prepped and getting this boy ready, sat down on the floor, get it off this stand. If anybody need this stand, it's gonna be for sale because I don't need it no more. I just needed it for my motor. And then once I get done with this engine lift gonna be for sale because I don't need this motherfucker no more because I plan on making this my motherfucking last project unless I find a clean ass Monte Carlo SS that don't need much, but for the most part making room in this garage. So this lift will be for sale. The engine stand will be for sale. Whoever need it, holla at me. First come, first serve. But yeah, let's go ahead and start prepping this damn thing.
I will be one of the greatest, that is a vow, yeah, that is a promise. Always wanted to be famous, just being real, yeah, just being honest. My haters won't always be nameless, give them no clout, I give them no power. Creators built different than ancient, sooner than later, what will be ours? I keep an eye out for the numbers, I stay in contact, synchronization. To infinity, even beyond it, I am a common, no destination. A lot of things I am above, and there are a lot of things that are above me. Do not come for the people I love, cause then I get scary, then I get ugly, yeah. Ain't no problem when I'm the equation. Present,
okay, so everybody say you're supposed to fill this torque converter up as much as you can with transmission fluid. It holds at least 4 quarts. So we still got, let's see, we still got a little bit of, well, I don't think this thing will hold 4 quarts. I'll probably put like 2 in it. They say it holds like 4, but I doubt it. But you just fill it up, kind of shake it around a little bit until it goes down, kind of tilt it to the side, and then fill it back up, let it do what it do again, and you know what I'm saying, just guess until it fills up as much as you can get it to fill up. So that way you won't, once you get the car and stuff started up, so you won't burn the pump out or whatever they say. But as you can see, it's slowly going down. So you just kind of shake it around a little bit, tilt it to the side, let it get down in them grooves and settle. I think I might put like 1 or 2 quarts in here. They say do that, and then you can go ahead and install it. Once you do install it, just make sure once you put it in there, they say you're supposed to hear a lock sound, like 2 lock sounds. So hopefully we can get it seated all the way in there, because I'm gonna turn the fuck out this motherfucker until it's seated really good, because I've had my share of putting one of these torque converters in. I think it was on the box actually, and I don't think actually it wasn't. They thought it wasn't seated all the way, but once they did something they had to do something to my transmission and fucking put it back in there and fuck the seal up. So they try to say it was my fault, but it really that the transmission, the torque converter wasn't sitting all the way back, which it was, because it wasn't leaking when I took it up there to them. But they say you can not have it pushed all the way back and it'll leak and it'll fuck up the transmission seal. So just gotta make sure when y'all do install y'all torque converter that y'all make sure it goes all the way back. Just keep turning that motherfucker, even if you gotta take it out a couple times and fucking retry. It's better to be safe than sorry, but I just gotta make sure this thing is set all the way back, and hopefully everything will be good. So I'm gonna continue this. I'll cut y'all back on once I get ready to put the torque converter in there and slide it back.
I will be one of the greatest, that is a vow, yeah, that is a promise. Always wanted to be famous, just being real, yeah, just being honest. My haters won't always be nameless, give them no clout, I give them no power. Creators built different than ancient, sooner than later, what will be ours? I keep an eye out for the numbers, I stay in contact, synchronization. To infinity, even beyond it, I am a common, no destination. A lot of things I am above, and there are a lot of things that are above me. Do not come for the people I love.
Okay, so if y'all can see in that clip, I pretty much got the seat belts where I really need them, down around the exhaust, down around the exhaust over here, coming around here, picking up on the exhaust there, and then basically I just tied them in the knot so they'll stay there. But once I get the leveler overneath this, then I'll be able to chain that up like I needed to, so that way it'll be away from my coils, away from my fuel rails and all of that, and I'm pretty sure that'll work out like I want it to. So, man, I'm pretty much ready, but I went ahead and sprayed the motor mounts with some undercoating, so it's gonna delay me for about maybe 30 minutes. But this thing is ready to come off. It's ready to butt up against this. I should have the correct flywheel on it, so that way I got adjustments on that torque converter. If you can see the holes, I got adjustments on it, so it should bolt up like this. Supposed to. 4L80 flywheel, 4L80 torque converter. And as you can see, I got all my sensors on there. I took the plastic one off, it's right here, and I had to modify the back end of it because it took my fucking pin off of there, the plastic pin that go on this side for vacuuming. I just went ahead and just siliconed it off. Did some JB Weld, and then put some silicone on top of it. But that goes here. I don't know how it broke off, but whatever. But I got all my sensors, everything pretty much ready to go. And shit, I'll cut y'all back on after the motor mounts dry and I get the motor mounts on there. I didn't know they already had the plates. Already had bolts because I put these on as soon as I had got the motor here. But I didn't remember that they had the bolts already in there for the motor mounts. So yeah, I'm gonna put the motor mounts closer to the front, because when you put them closer to the front, it sits back more. If you put them closer to the rear, it sits up more. So hopefully in the position, because I always put it in the position to where my motor is, they say the hose further to the front is factory position. So I try to always put them towards the front. So hopefully I don't get it down in there and then have to do some different type of mods or move them back. So hopefully it sits like it's supposed to, but everything on this motor is new. Down to the bolts, APR bolts. That's how I do my block off. Some people use that hose. That's how I do my block off, because it look a little cleaner. And man, shit, stay tuned. And then once them dry, I'll be ready to put that leveler over on top of here and get this thing to where I need it. So that way in the morning, all I gotta do is go ham and get in this boy in here. Transmission, as you can see, the transmission support is not there. I unbolted it and slid it back because I know it ain't gonna go, the transmission ain't gonna go down there and sit on it like it's supposed to. I'm gonna still have to move it up. Well, once I get the motor mounts put in place and get them bolts in there, then I can lift up the transmission in the back and see where I gotta modify everything at and just make sure everything is sitting level. So and then this damn thing, fucking master cylinder, that thing is fucking brand new, and that motherfucker look like I fucking had it on there since the car been built. But fuck, man, I might end up fucking painting that. Well, of course I'm gonna have to paint that a different color, probably like silver or something. But I should have painted it black, but I didn't want it black. But that motherfucker look rusty as fuck. Yeah, man, stay tuned. I'll be right back.
I will be one of the greatest, that is a vow, yeah, that is a promise. Always wanted to be famous, just being real, yeah, just being honest. My haters won't always be nameless, give them no clout, I give them no power. Creators built different than ancient, sooner than later, what will be ours? I keep an eye out for the numbers, I stay in contact, synchronization. To infinity, even beyond it, I am a common, no destination. A lot of things I am above, and there are a lot of things that are above me.
Okay, so as y'all can see in the last little clip, I went ahead with 4 straps on each side and put them up under my little clevis right here, and I did the same thing on the back side. So now what I gotta do is, as you can see, the motor is still leaning, so I gotta elevate it a little bit more to where it's sitting up in the front, so that way I can just use the jack and jack up the transmission to the back of the bell housing and put it up there that way. But at the same time, I gotta make sure this don't slip out the back, because of course this pin has a slip inside of here. So I'm gonna lube that up a little bit, which is I already lubed, but I'm gonna lube it up a little bit more just so it'll slide in real nice like it's supposed to. But at the same time, like I said, you can't tilt this forward because you gotta make sure that torque converter stays all the way back in the position that it's in now. So of course, I'm gonna have to slack it up a little bit to keep these from getting in the way, because of course the transmission is covering all of that. So yeah, I'm gonna do that real quick, and then I'm gonna cut y'all back on. Okay, YouTube, so I'm back with the help of Sebastian. I got the transmission on, and we went through a lot of complications because I had to loosen up the headers. Well, I had to take the couplers off. I had to loosen up the headers to bring them out, and then we had a time getting this shit lined up and getting the bolts, but everything is lined up. So now I gotta go back to Lowe's because I gotta get some longer torque converter bolts, because I'm gonna have to washer this thing up a little bit, because as you can see, we still got a little gap, and I ain't pushing that shit forward. I ain't pushing it forward because it needs to sit back. It needs to sit back there as far as it can. So it's just gonna make it easier if I just go get a couple washers and just shim it up a little bit. But for the most part, shit, we got the transmission bolted up. Oh shit. But I gotta put that shit back on, and I stripped I had to fucking cut a bolt off, because that motherfucker, they give you these fucking headers, and then they fucking give you some cheap ass hardware. So I'm going to get some fucking case hardened bolts to fucking throw all the way around there. So let me go ahead and grab that now. This and that. But yeah, man, they fucking give you the cheap ass hardware. Fucking shit just spinning on the goddamn, not just spinning on the goddamn bolt. But yeah, for the most part, man, we ready. When I come back, I think I'm gonna conclude this video, because it was pretty much prepping up under there and putting this together, putting my torque converter in and all that shit. All of that is done. When I come back, I just gotta put my couplers back on, my 3 torque converter bolts. So I'm gonna get probably like a inch. This is probably like 3/4 inches. I'm gonna get probably like an inch. So the next one to it is probably gonna be either, I don't even think they got 1/2 inches, but probably an inch. But then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna bolt my headers and stuff back up, and then I'll be ready to proceed and putting this motherfucker in tomorrow. This thing right here, this leveler, man, that thing come in handy, because it allows you to be able to tilt the motor back and forward as you need to do it, and it's gonna be hella easy getting this motherfucking motor in. All I gotta do, because I didn't go with the LS, I just stayed with the stock pan, because I didn't feel like an LS pan gonna do me no good. I mean, it's basically gonna be the same thing, just enough to get over that hump. Just hopefully I can get over that hump like every other one, and I don't have to proceed in getting it, but I'm pretty sure I can sit it down there without having to get that shorter pan. But if I do gotta get one, no problem. Just go ahead and cash out. But as you can see, man, we ready to go in. Everything up under here is done for the most part, and shit, we can proceed tomorrow. Oh shit, stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't mind giving out no free game pointers, things I could have did better. Yeah, as far as hooking up the transmission, I would, unless you go leave the headers loose, I would leave the headers loose. What else? Best bet on the transmission is to go AN fitting, so that way it just slide in there. You can just fucking hook the hoses up and be done with it. For those of y'all who like to put don't like to put the intake and stuff on there because it's easy access with the, you know, the little grab guard, the intake puller. I just like to do it like this because all I gotta do is sit this motherfucker in there, make sure it's bolted down, and just proceed in doing my wiring. Of course, I do got my fuel pump and stuff, the fuel system they do, but that ain't gonna be nothing. That's one of the most tedious parts. But I'm running all new lines, so I'm bypassing all the other lines, so I ain't gotta worry about that. I got all new braided lines that go from the front to the back, regulators and all of that stuff. But that's gonna be on another video. So shit, stay tuned. Appreciate everybody for love and support, comments, the likes, the man, just showing me love, period, man. Appreciate y'all.